Okay, this is Kent from simpletutorials.net. Now this is the second part of my Inkscape Bezier tutorial. I had a flashback of pronouncing it wrong. Anyway, before in the first part we were just using the regular mode, and this second part we're going to be using the spiral path. I'm going to show you a little about the spiral path and what it does. If you click, as we were doing before in the first part, and you don't drag as you click, the spiral mode will not work correctly. You actually have to click and drag for it to work. Okay? Now when I hit enter, you'll see the difference. And to actually see the path that we drew, this is the spiral path that's laid on top of the path that we drew. But if I double click it, you'll see the path that we actually drew. So if I didn't have spiral path, that's what the regular path would look like, the red. And you can play around with this, as much as you'd like. So let's go to, now this is a straight line segment mode. And you can drag and click all you want, but it's just going to give you straight segments. And what can be helpful with this tool is that if you're like outlining something that you want to trace, you can go back and you can select the nodes that you want to smooth out. You just hit this up here and it smooths things out for you. Okay, let's get rid of this. Oh, the other thing is using this straight segments. If you just click without, I'm sorry. No, you want to hold your control key down and then click, and it gives you dots. So they're actually small circles, because if you zoom in, let's select one of these things, and I'm going to hit 3 on my keyboard, and you see it's a circle. I'll go back and hit 5 to get my drawing space. That's 5 on my keyboard. I'll delete these. Then we'll go to the next mode, which is the paraxial line segments. This basically just draws, oops, I need to select it first, don't I? Okay, this just basically draws vertical and horizontal lines like that. I'll end that, and then I'll delete it. Okay, for the shape, well, you can use both regular and spiral path, but I like to use spiral path, especially when you're creating flourishes or a floral flourish. The triangle in is it starts out thick and then gets thin. Like that. The triangle out starts thin and gets thick. Like that. And also you can change the thickness if you go into Path Effect Editor, and go in your width, and you can hit a 5. See how it gets thicker? Okay, and then let's go back and let's do the ellipse. This starts out thin and gets thick in the middle and then gets thin again at the end, like that. Okay, let's get rid of all these and go into, well, let's go back into none, and then let's go into regular, because I want to show you what this from clipboard is. Let's draw a shape, something like this. Okay, we can even put a fill in there, put a red fill. Then we go back up to, let's go spiral again, and then we need to select this, copy it, I should say. Okay, so we got that copied into our clipboard. We go back into our Bezier tool, and from clipboard and then draw something. And then it applies this path right here, this red path, shape or whatever, onto what we just drew, or the path that we just drew. If I move to the Selector Tool and double click, you can see our path, and this thing is more or less placed on top of this path. You can see it by going to your path editor. You see it says pattern along path. That's what I'm talking about. Spiro spline, that's the mode. So this can give you a lot of, it can be, you can start with one path and come up with a lot of different shapes pretty fast that have some continuity because they're based on this shape. Incidentally, if you wanted this to become a full path, you want to have it selected, you go up to path and then to object to path, and then you can see that this is actually a full path, and you can move into each individual node here. Okay, well that's it. Thank you for watching. This is Kent from simpletutorials.net. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video, and if you want to see more similar to this tutorial, please subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.